Are we live? Is it happening? All right, this is very exciting. I'm assuming we're live. Somebody sees something somewhere. Give me confirmation that I'm not talking to myself.
You might be. Hold on. Can you refresh that? It's a little
Digital?
There's a delay on YouTube. Just give it a sec.
All right. Cool. We got a graphic. Welcome to our graphic. I'm Carl Deichler. I see the graphic on here. Hi, you guys on the phone. This is about to get super exciting and super fantastic. You do? All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk. And it'll be valuable, at least to the 3 coaches that we have here in the room. Okay, that's cool. So, hey, welcome to the Surge. Sorry we had a little technical snafu because there are so many people tuned into this thing that it's actually breaking all of our wires. But it's exciting because this is the kickoff to the year. This is our January Surge. I'm your host, Carl Deichler, CEO of Beachbody and aspiring news anchor. Today, in the news, we are helping people get healthy and fit and helping them achieve their goals. How did you say it today, Michael? I don't know what Michael did to the mission statement today on the phone, but it was like nothing I've ever heard before. But we...
Just took me 2 tries.
Yeah, you got it. It was a couple of tries. But it's been a big year. Here's what's exciting about what happened in the last 12 months. Let's see here. We launched Strawberry Shakeology. We launched the Combo Pack. We launched 21-Day Fix and broke all our previous sales records and could barely keep that thing out of back order. We launched Payo and broke all of the 21-Day Fix sales records and couldn't keep that thing in stock. Then we launched P90, had some amazing, absolutely amazing transformations come in from that 90-day program, one of which you're gonna meet today. And we launched Insanity Max 30 in the beginning of December and kicked off, and we've now kicked off the new year with a slate of challenge pack specials that I think are setting us up for another record-breaking year. But that record-breaking year is going to mean something because one of the biggest pieces of news from last year was the fact that we broke through $1 billion in gross revenue in a year. It's even hard to say it, right? That's everybody in here clapping who knows that we're figuring out what the bonus is going to be for the year. But what made that all happen? What made that happen was your hard work. An amazing summit, an amazing Success Club trip where we were on our own boat. We rented a yacht that held, I don't know how many, 3,000 people or something crazy. I mean, just an amazing thing. We just had an amazing year, and everybody pulled together, and this concept of helping people achieve their goals, lead healthy, fulfilling lives, really paid off. And one of the things that we did also at the end of the year is we did the Holiday Top 100, where the top Success Club point earners for November and December, the top in Success Club? No, they had to be in Success Club, but they were the top challenge pack sellers? No, top in volume, top personal volume people. Thanks, Michael. The top in personal volume, cold medicine. That's your excuse. That was your excuse the very first time you ever presented was, so what I'm doing here, what I'm doing this weekend is, as Autumn and I fly around Super Saturday, I don't know if you can see it here because I can't see what you're seeing, but this is the little card that we made, a Happy New Year card that I'm going to be handwriting a personal note to the top 100, putting $100 in there, licking a stamp, putting it on there, and mailing it out to the top 100 people who got the highest. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Everybody has their own extreme is the theme. Of course, celebrating the fact that 21-Day Fix Extreme is coming on February 2nd. So got a lot going on. For me, I'm very excited about this telecast because after this I get to go have dinner, which is basically my last supper before I kick off my January 3-day refresh. And yeah, right? No, let me tell you something. You laugh back there, but I have never had a fall where I stayed quite so lean. I sort of vacillate between 152 pounds and 162 pounds. And I've stayed right in the 153, 154 all fall because of this thing, because I do this once a month. So I start tomorrow, Tuesday, and haven't decided. I'm probably going to do the next one after Valentine's Day in February. Jake, if you want to make a note of that. But if you're not doing the 3-day refresh, you might consider it. Would love to have you do it in the next couple weeks to kick off your year with some clean eating and dropping 3 to 5 pounds in your first few days. But we've got a lot of people to help, not just you. You've got people to pay this forward to, and there's a lot of people who need our help. 200 million people in the United States, and more than that if you include Canada, of course. And by the way, I want to say bonne année, Canada. Happy New Year. Am I right to everybody? Did I say that right? Yeah. I did that. My wife is French-Canadian, and it took him about 10 minutes to teach me how to say that. It's ridiculous. I'm pathetic. That was going to be one of my New Year's resolutions, to learn French. It still might be, but then again, we're going to Cancun in the spring, so maybe I should learn to speak Spanish. Anyway, I should learn something. But what I know is there's a lot of people to help. The obesity trend is continuing to go up, and one thing that I know is that the difference between what Beachbody is and what Team Beachbody is, or what Beachbody with our coaches, is just a completely different and more special company, because as I've made this point over and over again, you represent the solution that people need. People have had access to DVDs and gyms and all sorts of solutions for decades. The reason there's a trend of obesity is because there's been nobody there to hold people accountable to their objective, right? You're not imposing objectives on people. You're not saying, hey, you need to lose weight. Here's a program, buy a challenge pack. You're having conversations with people, and that's actually the point of the surge, to help reinvigorate your courage to have these conversations with people, so that we're all out there trying to bring more people in, bring people into this community of like-minded people trying to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. With 200+ million people in the United States, there's a lot of people for us to help. So on one hand, you've got Beachbody. Our infomercials are climbing up the charts. Right now we have 21-Day Fix, Body Beast, and what am I missing? There's a third show in our top T25, in the top 25 of infomercials on the air right now. So we have good media support, but really the difference maker are our coaches. And in fact, we've got a thing that I've been alluding to a few times. Do you have this? You have that chart that you can put up? Yeah, no. This is the professions. Okay, so I was actually talking to my dentist, interestingly enough, and he was telling me that dentists used to be #1 in the honesty rankings by profession. And he was like, unfortunately, they've dropped down, and here they are, dentists. Are in the community, this is where they rank. And I don't know what these percentages mean, but it's this nice sloping thing down there. Unfortunately, sorry, car salesmen in Congress, you are the least trusted professions. But here's #1, nurses. #2, pharmacists. #3, doctors. Okay, here's what this means in your community. And this is very compelling when you think about what a Team Beachbody coach can be. Between nurses, 3.4 million nurses in North America, doctors, let's call it over 700,000 in the US, and pharmacists, in North America, and pharmacists over 300,000 in North America. That is over 4.5 million professionals, doctors, nurses, and pharmacists, who make it their living to help us get well. There is nobody on here who's making it their living to help us stay healthy and not get sick in the first place. So my objective, what I'm calling out all Beachbody coaches to do, and to get more coaches who are like-minded, one of these days, my goal is to have Beachbody coach be one of these lines, to be a thing that means something, not just personal trainer, not just Group X instructor, but actually a person on here whose job is to hold their friends and family members and coworkers and communities around the country and around North America, hold them accountable to their weight loss objective. And again, you talk to people, you say, hey, what's your goal? What's your New Year's resolution? Right now, I'm sure there are people around you right now who have already gotten frustrated with the fact that they've lost traction on their New Year's resolution. It's January 5th, and I guarantee they're like, shoot, it's Monday, I was supposed to start today, or I did 2 days, or I did 2 or 3 days since New Year's, and but Monday morning came and I couldn't get up at 5 a.m. and do my workout, and they lost traction. And they're going to realize, I wish I had a coach, somebody to check in with a challenge group and helping me on Facebook. That's what we need on this chart. Whether it's called a Team Beachbody coach or accountability partner or challenge group leader or whatever, there needs to be something represented on the honesty rankings and or the valued professions in the community that represents a person who's going to hold us accountable to our health and wellness and fitness objectives, because there's no doubt about it, especially for the next 4 weeks, there's going to be more chip commercials and soda commercials and pizza commercials, video game commercials, movie commercials, than any other kind of commercial. Football games, basketball games, sports, it's going to be surrounded by treats and goodies and gratification, but hardly any representation for what we do, with the exception of our infomercials and the exception of you posting about the fact that your max out time with Insanity Max 30, the fact that you're doing 21-day fix, the fact that you're doing P90 or T25 or Body Beast or Turbo Fire or PiYo or something that represents to the people around you that you are proof the product works. Vital behavior number 2, you are sticking to your objective, to your personal goal to see this all the way through. And people see that about you, and then all of a sudden you don't have to sell them. Then they start to come to you. I read in book Snowball, I think it's called The Snowball, it's the biography of Warren Buffett, where he talked about when he first got started, nobody trusted this kid in his 20s, nobody wanted to buy stock from this guy and trust him to make investment choices for them, until he started to beat the overall financial picture. He started to beat the Dow. And then people started to come to him. He didn't have to sell them anymore. It's the same thing with health and fitness. But in this case, there's a lot of people, over 200 million of them, who want to feel better. Mary was on QVC with Autumn over the weekend. Was Saturday? I think it was Saturday, and or Friday and Saturday. They were on QVC. And Mary, who's 72 years old and lost a ton of weight in I think she did 10 rounds. She continues to do 21-day fix. And she talked about, as a grandmother of twins, what she wanted to be able to do was hold these kids, was pick these babies up. And now that she's done 21-day fix multiple times, she's stronger with more energy than she's had in years. That's what I'm talking about, helping people achieve their goals. Nowhere in Beachbody does it say you got to have a six-pack, you got to be slim and trim and buff and all that stuff. What it says is, we're going to help you achieve your goals. And that's what our goals are, and that's what all of the metrics, all of the things that all these promotions that we put together for coaches, the incentives, the trips, the exciting bonus structure and comp plan, all that is geared to keep people aligned with helping us help people. If we start, though, with the objective of helping people, then we cannot lose. Hopefully the wealth will follow. But the first objective, what's special about this company over any other company that I've looked at, is the fact that our first objective is helping people and seeing them get their results. And from that is where the wealth comes from. From that is where the trips come from. And speaking of that, Michael?
I've been holding back.
All right, come on in, buddy. Everybody, Michael Neiman, the fabulous, incomparable,
How are you, everybody?
Getting
Hello.
over his cold. Welcome. Happy New Year.
So, just so you know,
yes,
I do know the mission statement.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Can I give it a go?
Yes. Go give it a shot.
Okay. Helping people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy and fulfilling lives.
I understand. Well, it's kind of awkward. Do they have multiple lives? What do you do? How do you?
Well,
but it's
people in plural lives.
Yeah. I normally don't do future perfect on the helping. I do help people achieve their goals and lead healthy, fulfilling lives. But you got very close.
Okay, good.
All
So
right.
again,
What do you have?
cold medicine. But here, let me tell you, the reason I brought that up was that you kind of just hinted at it. We have all of these promotions going on throughout the year. We have Elite, Premier, Success Club, all of that.
Right.
When it really comes down to it, every one of those Success Club points is really just somebody who's getting help.
That's right.
And somebody who's starting that process and getting better. And so all of our promotions really celebrate that. And I know there are tons of coaches all year long work hard, set their sights on becoming an elite coach or premier coach, or even the, Elite 10 who get to join us on the very special trip. Now,
Right.
I know I was supposed to talk about something else, but before I do,
Okay.
I was just handed the very final results for the 2014 Elite 10. Now, normally, we wouldn't announce this until later in the week.
Yeah.
But I do have the top 10
This is
here.
big news.
And I
Breaking
know that there
news.
are people who are on the edge of their seat to
Okay.
find out who the top 10 were. And I have to tell you, Carl, this year in particular, there were a whole bunch of people that were so close at that 10 spot.
Yeah.
And so to get that last spot in the Elite 10, there were a lot of people going for it. Are you ready to hear who the Elite 10 are?
Okay, let's do this. Give me number 10.
Okay, the person,
Now, these are the people going to France.
they're going to France with us.
Okay.
We're going to Paris and Normandy. It's going to be awesome, okay? So that person that got that very last slot, just barely edged out many other people, let's hear it for Alyssa Showmaker.
All right, welcome, Alyssa.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
And then
All
I'll
right.
just go right up
Good.
the list,
Okay,
okay?
number 9.
So Micah Folsom,
Welcome, congratulations, Micah.
Brittany Leggett,
Welcome, Brittany. Congratulations.
Carly Del Carlo,
Congratulations, Carly.
Anita Myron,
Congratulations, Anita.
a repeater, Melissa McAllister. She's
Two-
been in the Elite 10
Well
before.
done. Okay.
Another repeater was on last year's trip, Amy Silverman.
Congratulations, Amy.
A newcomer, Lori Stewart.
Wow. Welcome, Lori.
The number 2 spot, last year's top coach,
That's amazing.
none other than Lindsay Matway.
Well done, Lindsay.
And are you ready?
Okay.
We have a brand new top coach of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the one, the only, Melanie Mitro.
All right, top coach of the year. Very good.
Congratulations. It's going to be an awesome trip, but you know what? We've got another awesome trip, and that's our Success Club trip.
Okay.
Okay?
Now hold on, wait. I just want to take a moment here to just acknowledge the top 10. I mean, this is a really big deal. They work all year long. I mean, right now is when the work starts for next year's top 10.
Absolutely.
I know a couple of coaches, you know who you are, that you've said this is your year to be top coach, or at a minimum, top 10. So my hat's off to all the top 10 that did it. Congratulations. They start work on changing out the photos in the lobby now, and you'll be celebrated at Summit. But really what you've done to help people achieve their goals, to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, and build teams of people who are like-minded, really salute to you. Thank you so hard. Thank you so much for such a long, hard year of work to help us break all these records. Just a great job.
Yeah, really. And also, just we're not going to name all the names, but there were 199 elite coaches this year.
Wow, 199.
So that was up from like 117 the year before. So that's awesome. 74 premier coaches. So just everybody, congratulations.
Good job. Now we are running a little bit
We're running
behind,
late, so I'm going to go fast.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody wants to know. There's a big announcement. What are they going to work towards for the Success Club trip?
Oh yeah.
Now, you know, we've done surveys out to the field to say, what do people want? Okay? And from those surveys, we know people want to go someplace warm.
Let's just, because there are some new coaches on here.
Yeah.
What does Success Club trip mean?
So a Success Club trip, basically once a year, we find a spot where we can get as many coaches as possible. It's getting tough with so many coaches to go on a really special trip with us. And they can use Success Club, through their Success Club points, they can earn trip points that will help cover the cost of that trip. So they could get the trip completely paid for with their Success Club points. And so it's something that I say, every coach, you should have it on your list of goals for 2015 to be part of this trip, okay?
Yep.
So we've done the survey. one of the top things that
And so this year,
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to Mexico. We're
going to Mexico.
Cancun in March, May, April?
In April.
April.
In
okay.
April, we'll be at the Moon Palace in Cancun, Mexico. It's going to be awesome. Warm. People like those warm places. I don't know what it is, but anyway, you know, and the year before that, or this past year, we were on a cruise, and we actually, for the first time ever, chartered our own ship, which was awesome. You know, it was like, who would have thought that we could charter an entire ship just filled with Beachbody coaches?
But they still won't let me water ski behind these.
No, they won't let you do that. Anyway, this year, we are really excited because, Carl, we are heading back on the SS Beachbody.
Oh, really?
For another Caribbean cruise, this time a Western Caribbean cruise, but wait, there's more, Carl.
Okay.
It's not just any boat, the SS Beachbody.
Okay.
We've gotten too big for just the run-of-the-mill cruise ship. So this year, next year, we will be on the Oasis of the Seas cruise liner. And again,
now wait a minute.
This is going to be all Beachbody, all the time. We have chartered the entire Oasis of the Sea. This is one of the premier cruise ships in the world, one of the top-rated cruise ships in the world.
That's amazing.
It is going to be awesome.
That's going to be off the wall. Now, okay, so let's just, to celebrate this, let's show the Titanic video that we did. Come on.
You know, I wanted to show the Titanic video, but someone, Jeff Hill, he seems to feel it's inappropriate.
It's a little racy, but it's so funny.
I
Come
thought
on,
it was our best work,
It was
frankly.
awesome. Come
But
on, let's roll it. Can we roll it?
I have to respect my partner.
Right, he's Mr. Family Show.
He says no Titanic video. We'll have to
he
celebrate
says
the cruise.
suck the marrow
another
every
way.
time he
No.
makes a speech.
Carl, I've got to.
All right.
I got to give it to Jeff. Okay, I got to respect what he wants to do. Listen, let me quickly just give a couple things of what people need to know about the cruise. Okay, first of all, it's going to be in March 12th through March 17th, a 5-night cruise, 2016. It's going to depart from Fort Lauderdale. We're going to hit a port in Haiti. We're going to hit a port in Jamaica. And we're going to be partying all the time on the boat. Now, I notice that you break loose.
I do.
More than anywhere else I've seen you. It's something about the open seas. You just seem to break loose.
No, it's something about the open bar.
If you ever want to see Carl Deichler, you know, break loose, you got to be on this cruise. Anyway, again, much larger ship. There's over 2,700 cabins on this ship. There's 11 cabin types. And here's how it works if you want to be part of that. The first thing that you're going to need to do is after the surge, you can go and check it out, but you can go to ssbeachbody.com. That'll have all the information you need. It'll tell you all the different kinds of cabins that you want to get registered for. But registration, the general registration, actually isn't going to start until after Super Saturday, so it's going to start on Monday. Monday, January 12th at 9 a.m. Now, for our 2014 elite coaches, they get a little preview. They get to enroll a little bit earlier. So our elite coaches, registration is going to start Friday, January 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then for our premier coaches and our 5-star diamond and above coaches, they are going to get access to register on Saturday. Everybody else gets it on Monday. Okay?
Got it.
Now here's the thing, and I'll be real brief and get out of here because I know we got a lot to cover in this. Okay? But a couple things that's really important. The way you're going to go, you're going to pick a cabin, you're going to get registered for that cabin, you're going to put down a $300 deposit. We're not going to bill you anything for the cabin until April. We're going to bill quarterly, and the reason why we bill quarterly is that we want to give you a chance to earn credits so you don't have to pay anything. And you do that through earning Success Club points. And here's how it works. For every Success Club point you earn in a month, you get 5 cruise dollars. If you qualify for Success Club in that month, we double that. You get $10 for every Success Club point. So great way to rack, you know, just to build those Success Club points. But let me tell you something. In January, we got a little bonus going on. Okay? So in January, if you ever needed a reason to get out of the gate quick, it's because in January, we're going to double cruise dollars up to, you can earn an extra 250 cruise dollars in the month of January. So what does that mean? Let's say you earn 50 Success Club points, you qualify for Success Club, right? So that means you would normally get 500 points. We're going to double the first 250 of that, so you'd actually get 750 cruise dollars in January. So I know you hate the math stuff.
The new CFO allowed all this to happen?
Allowed it to happen. And then the last little point that I want to point out. If you go to register and it's sold out, get on the wait list.
Right.
Okay? And here's how the wait list is going to work this year. We're going to go in the order that you signed up on the wait list. So the first people on the wait list, they're going to get it. As long as, and here's the catch, it is the Success Club trip, right? Yeah. So as long as when we go to invite you, in the prior month, you've qualified for Success Club.
Got it.
So qualifying for Success Club holds your place on the cruise wait list.
So in the past, because we sold out the prior cruise, we had the same waiting list situation for Mexico.
Yeah.
How many people got left out that qualified?
Well, qualifications, difficult. But what I would say is that in the past, it was a little challenging. Some of the feedback that we got were that what we were doing in the past was we were going the wait list based on those that had the highest number of Success Club points.
Right.
And there were some people that felt, hey, I've been on the wait list since the beginning, and it's not fair that somebody joins later in the year and I'm bypassed. So we're cleaning that up, and we're going to try and get as many people on there. And so again, I will tell you that we have 1,000 more cabins.
Right.
Actually more. We have, I think, 1,200 more cabins on the cruise than we did in Cancun. And you know what, Carl? Some of these rooms are incredible, and we want coaches, as they're picking the rooms, to think, you know what? Maybe I want to upgrade a little bit. Maybe I want that balcony, or maybe I want one of those swanky suites.
Swanky suite.
So a swanky suite.
Yeah.
You got to have a swanky suite.
Got to have.
So if you're going to have a swanky suite, one of the last thing I want to just say is that Success Club is your ticket there, because if you are a Success Club 5 All-Star, meaning all 12 months of 2015 you qualify for Success Club, and you've enrolled 12 new personally sponsored coaches, you're going to get another $600 of onboard credit that can be applied to your cabin, or if you don't know on your cabin, apply to excursions on the ship. Success Club 10, you would get $1,000 if you hit Success Club 10 every month, plus the 12 coaches.
Now, let's put this in perspective. Where are you? Okay.
Right there.
So, Success Club, how many challenge packs do I need to? 3 challenge packs a month.
Yes.
So, out of 200 million people in the country, overweight or obese, and 250,000 roughly coaches, let's just round up for the sake of argument, I think there are plenty of people out there who would like to lose weight, who would like to get in shape, who realize that doing it in the convenience of your own home is the way to do it, who realize that you've got to have a nutrition plan that supports your overall fitness objective. The challenge pack is the perfect option, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you might be thinking, as a new coach or somebody who maybe didn't make it in December, right now is prime time. You need to stop making excuses or stop thinking that, well, 3's tough, because 3 is totally doable.
Absolutely.
If you're inviting every day. You don't let it go to the last week. You're inviting right now. That's what the Surge is about. The Surge is about is shaking the tree of coaches and saying, right now is when we need to be proactive. Right now is when we need to be inviting, and you need to make it a goal to be in Success Club before Super Saturday even comes along, right? I mean, just get in Success Club, get your 3, build your challenge pack. Are you 2 in Success Club yet this month?
This month already?
Yeah, January. What are you doing sitting here? It's unbelievable. All right, so before the end of the show, you better be in Success Club. All right, so it's doable is the point.
Hey,
3.
Just absolutely 3, and again, and the more you get, the more cruise dollars. One last thing as people are setting their goals for the year.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are thinking, should I go for elite or not go for elite? Big benefit if you are one of our 2015 elite as it relates to the SS Beachbody. And that is that in addition to you earning, if you were to be the All-Star and earn $600 or $1,000, you can earn another $1,500 in credits for all of our elite coaches who are registered for the cruise. And the reason I want to point that out now is if you're saying, no brainer, I'm going to be an elite coach, that's going to dictate what cabin you choose, what cabin you sign up for. So if you think like, no, I'm going to be there, I want one of those junior suites, or I want the room next to Carl. It's loud. I would not recommend it.
I had a
but,
piano in my room last
yeah,
time.
I told you, it's loud. So anyway, so
Chris
that's
Reed.
it. I'm excited. I think that the cruise has always been our highest rated trip because
That's a bunch of fun.
the food is all paid for. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just come on board. Celebrity workouts with the trainers. We'll have panels. We'll have peer, meeting with the other coaches. It is always just so spectacular. So I hope that you guys go get registered. Elite starting Friday, Premier 5-star on Saturday, and everybody else starting Monday 9 a.m. And
Just to be clear, when we say Friday and Saturday, what does that mean? Like Friday's a long day. Does that mean 9 a.m.?
9 a.m. So here's what's going to happen. Elite, we're going to open the registration for our Elite at 9 a.m. We're going to keep
Pacific.
it Pacific time.
Okay.
We're going to keep that open. On Saturday morning, the 5-star and Premier can then have access to the site.
Got it.
And they can go until midnight Saturday.
Okay.
Okay? At midnight Saturday, I'm glad you brought this up, we're going to close registration. And we're going to go through all of the registered, and anybody who wasn't Elite, Premier, or 5-star who snuck in early, we're going to cancel them.
Oh, drag.
So it's really important that if you are not Premier, Elite,
see.
or 5-star, don't try and get in early under somebody and sign up, because on Monday you're going to think you're signed up and you're not. So for everybody else, wait until Monday.
Okay.
Our Elite and Premier and 5-star, they're going to get emails that are going out this week giving them all of the instructions, so everybody will be all set.
Got it. Now I'm seeing a still of Michael up there. Does that mean that everybody's
What a
seeing a
great
still of
shot.
Michael? It really is.
We're still going.
Okay, cool.
Okay, good. I'm
Michael,
done.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You sure we can't play that Titanic video?
I'll talk. He was really adamant that we don't,
All right.
but I'll see what I can do.
He sucks the fun out of the
Yeah, not the
surge.
marrow.
Not the
fun.
marrow. All right, guys. Well, look, as I mentioned, part of a challenge pack, the thing that we take so seriously here is the fact that we go beyond just weight loss. We go beyond just fitness, and we combine it with the healthiest meal of the day. I don't know about you, but it's January 5th. I am 5 for 5. I've had 5 shakes so far this year. And I have it just about every morning about 10 a.m. as sort of a mid-morning snack. And that really makes up for the fact that I am a true vegetable non-eateraholic. Is that a thing? I just can't do it. I can't do it. In fact, we were in Hawaii and I tried some cauliflower, and it wasn't pretty what happened after that. So thank God for Shakeology, and thank God for the creator of Shakeology, who I sat down with a week ago. So he's in New Zealand getting married, so we had to do this before he took off. So Carrie, why don't we roll that interview that I did with Darren Oley. Okay, here we are for a special segment on The Surge. We just got done talking about people getting engaged, getting their January started right, and that means promoting health and wellness to people who might not understand the importance of an investment in wellness at the same time that they're trying to lose weight, trying to get fit, which is sort of the normal New Year's resolution, right? Now, you just launched your own website, superlife.com, in support of the launch of your book.
Absolutely.
Now, why is now a good time for launching a book called Super Life, and what's that about?
This book is focused on the health and wellness principles that I've been using and applying and researching and experimenting with for nearly 20 years. I broke it down into the 5 forces that will really make you healthy, fit, and eternally awesome. That's the title of the book. And
All right. Well, we're not going to give away the 5 forces here. You got to get the book to get that. But let's put that in the perspective of Shakeology.
Yeah.
So Shakeology, we talk about superfoods.
Yeah.
What does that mean as a category?
Essentially, any food can be super, right? But the nutrient density, the amount of calories per gift that they're giving, that's what superfoods are really all about. They're longevity supportive, they're performance supportive, and with all that, they help the body lose weight, feel better, and all of those natural things that happen.
Got it. So let's talk about the importance of superfoods, phytonutrients. adaptogens and these things. Why is it important to do every day?
Health is achieved through the subtleties. So health is achieved through the daily use, the daily expression, the daily action of everything. Shakeology is a bag of nutrition that you can take every day that is giving you something that you know you're not getting from just normal eating.
Well, you know, I eat lunch every day, and I drink the shake every day. And the shake is the one consistent thing I have that I know that I'm getting my, you know, we say a daily dose of dense nutrition. And I don't take that for granted, because dense nutrition and something that the body, the cellular makeup of the body recognizes as, there it is, it's in its whole food form. I recognize you from millions of years of evolution. Come on in here with all your friends and all your hundreds of thousands of chemical reactions and all that kind of stuff, and it absorbs it, and the body goes, okay, now let's process. Let's get rid of some of this cholesterol. Let's drop some of this excess weight. Like, that's what happens when you feed your body well in a consistent way.
When you're taking in Shakeology, you're doing two things. You're taking in the nutrient density, but you're also eliminating the food that is not so great for you anymore. Like, all this processed food is piling on nutritional stress for the body. So just by saying no to that and saying yes to Shakeology, it's exponentially greater.
Yep, and you're gonna look good.
And you're gonna look good.
All right, so, you know, you make me kind of thirsty. So can we get a couple shakes?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, happy surge. This is Darren O'Lean, author of the upcoming Super Life.
Super Life, the 5 forces that will make you healthy, fit, and eternally awesome.
This shake better be one of those forces, dude, or we're gonna call for a rewrite. Okay, so you can pre-order it at superlife.com, but let's get back to the show. Back to the live surge. All right, there you go. You've got it. Drink it every single day. I'm 5 for 5. You should try to go 365 for 365 right along with me. Keep track. Tell your friends. Why not go ahead and tell people on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram what your score is for the year. Are you 5 for 5 so far? Let's see if you can keep it up. Or if you're not 5 for 5, see if you can just, how many can you get in the month? Go for it each month and see if you can break it down. The point is, we want to show that good nutrition, consistency about nutrition is where results come from. And speaking of results, there's somebody pretty right next to me. Is that a new haircut that you've got there, Mindy Wender?
It is.
Oh, it looks lovely.
It is. Thanks for noticing.
Well, okay, you know, I do notice the little things. So, well, welcome. It's great to have you here. We're talking, you know, getting people started. We're getting started with goals for the year, and I know you are a person who starts the year off with goals. In fact, when I watch your Facebook, that's what always reminds me that I need to set some goals, because you're vocal about your goals and the clarity that you've approached your business in terms of how to get yourself lined up for the success the way you define it is really inspiring. So what do you got in store for 2015?
Well, I have a lot in store, but let me just share like my big push goal for my business. It's really about helping my team by 2 different ways. I want to help my team by creating super simple, like no-brainer systems that are basic and easy to duplicate for training purposes. And then also I want to have 10 elite coaches for 2015. So when I set this goal though, something that I had to learn the hard way, because I didn't do this when I was a new coach, but I am doing this now, is that I had to, when I wrote that goal, I had to break it down, and I just did like a brain dump on paper, and I listed all the ways on how I could achieve that goal of having those 10 elite coaches for 2015. And on the top of that list is like, lead by example. So if I want my coaches to hit elite, obviously, I have to hit elite. I have to be adding people to my team. I have to be hitting Success Club every month. I have to be doing the 3 vital behaviors. I have to be all those things. So that's how I did my brain dump. And I created a plan of action. Not only these systems in place to help my team get there, but also a plan of action, how I can help them get there and how I can get there myself.
So what's key to the plan of action? I mean, share with us a little bit. you know, here we are. We're 5 days into the year. What are you proactively doing to make that happen?
Okay, so a few things off the top of my head is, like I just said, the 3 vital behaviors. And I just want to say, because I was on the chat, there's tons of people on this surge, and there's a ton of new coaches that are on this surge. So what I want to just say is I am a 15-star diamond coach, which doesn't make me super cool or anything, but it does mean that I've been a coach for 5 years, and I am still doing the basics. So that would be like my number one thing. Like the activities that I'm doing now is what I was doing as a new coach, I'm still doing today. I'm doing the 3 vital behaviors. Like I cannot imagine how my day would go if I did not do personal development every single day. And I feel like that is something that a lot of people just kind of, oh, I can skip that. That's not a big deal. That is the biggest deal. I feel like it's the biggest deal for your business, because we all wake up a little, I feel like as humans, we can be a little on the negative side. So if you're not feeding yourself this positivity, doing your personal development, first of all, you're not going to be good for your customers. You're not going to be good for yourself and your family, but also you're not going to be a good leader for all the people who are going to want to join your team this year. So just so you guys know, January 2010, I was a brand spanking new coach. I was only a coach for a couple months, but I didn't really do anything my first couple months. So January 2010, I started out not a diamond coach. I wasn't earning $100 a week. I don't know how much I was earning, but I'm going to just go between the range of $0 and $14. And from that point, that was the first time in my life that I ever took a pen to paper and wrote down goals. Ever in my life. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just did it. I did my goals. And at the end of that year, I ended the year as a 5-star diamond coach. So from January to December, I was a 5-star diamond coach. I was an elite coach, and I was earning over $1,000 a week.
That's amazing.
And that's what I was doing, focusing on the basics, focusing on the 3 vital behaviors. And the third thing is consistency. So for me, I'm not like one that like is like super organized or focused. Like I'm like, ooh, shiny objects. Like I gotta go. So for me, it's like getting organized, following a to-do list, writing down my goals, reviewing them daily, and staying on track. That is what I did in my first year. That's what I've done every single year since then.
Now you say personal development is obviously a critical vital behavior. That's why we call them vital behaviors. The 3 are invite, 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 never stop inviting, be the proof the product works, and personal development. And you mentioned a push goal, which people might not know what that means or from what book that happens to come from. And I think it's actually a good, particularly for new coaches, the book Push, which is where that comes from, right? I mean, that's a great book for people to consider. Also because it's by one of the family. It's Chalene Johnson's book, right?
Yeah, so she's one of my biggest mentors. And actually, she's the one who taught me how to set goals. Like I said, in January 2010, I had no idea what I was doing. It's funny to look back on those goals, but I plugged into what Chalene Johnson was teaching, and she had the, you know, the push book and all of these things. And of course, she gave a ton of information, like at events with Beachbody. And that's where I learned it, setting my 10 goals and figuring out which goal would be my push goal, right, which is that goal that will help you achieve all the other goals on your list.
So there's, so now you got a couple of books to consider. We got Super Life from Darren coming, and you got Push by Chalene, which I know a lot of our coaches have had great luck with that one. Also, another book is Go Pro. So if you're building a reading list, those are some of the books that many of our coaches have had a very good run with. Now, what would you say let's just break it down, you know, for your team to achieve that goal of that many elite coaches, you know, guiding them, what would you say the 3 most important things, other than the vital behaviors, you can't cheat, what are the 3 top tips for them so that you all achieve what you're setting out to do this year?
Well, I think, okay, I'm not going to cheat with 3 vital behaviors, but the thing I do have to say is that there is no secret to this business. There is absolutely no secret to this business. So I just want to say, for any new coach on this surge, because I feel like there's so many of you, don't feel like, oh, well, she's successful because she's a 15-star diamond. because I started out, Carl, you know this, I'm from a super small town. I was, working 50 hours a week, away from my newborn at home, and all of these things. I was negative, all these things. So when I was a new coach like you, I had everything working against me. So this business, the thing that I tell my coaches that are pushing for elite and that are pushing to make this a 6-figure business for themselves, is that this business does not play favorites. Number one, you have to make sure you have that mindset that you can do this. It's not, the success in this business is not just for the people at the top, and not for the people that are in the videos, and not for the 15-star diamond or whatever. Those are excuses. Those are things that are trying to make you doubt yourself, and it's fear and all these things. So don't doubt yourself. You have to have 100% belief. Number two is seeing the big picture of Beachbody. And I know you and Michael were talking about this. What's so great about this company, you guys, and it's like, I'm so passionate about what I do. I don't know if you can tell. I'm so freaking passionate about this because Beachbody puts recognition programs into place that reward you for doing the things that are life-changing to others. Hitting Success Club is one of those. Hitting Elite is another one of those. I tell my coaches, you have to see the big picture. A Success Club point isn't a point to get you to the next level. A Success Club point is somebody's life. Maybe a mom who has children and is busy and who has weight to lose. Maybe a dad who works overtime and just wants to just feel energized and feel better about himself. These are lives that we're working with here. So a Success Club point is a life. When you hit Elite, that's a huge deal. That means so many lives that you have touched through hitting Elite. And also you have to be 5-star. So that means that you've created 5 diamond coaches. And I always go back to, like, what if Janelle did not present the business to me? What if she did not add me as a coach, train me as a coach? I would still be like where I was 5 years ago, which was unhappy, broke as a joke, no goals, working 50 hours. I would be unhappy. Okay. So that means by helping my coach see the big picture of this and want to push for Elite so they can serve other people and change lives and realize this is all about a mission and a purpose, that helps them on the days when they don't want to do this,
right?
When they don't want to do this anymore, and they want to give up, and they're discouraged, and it's slow time or whatever. That helps them say, you know what, I can't, because I have a mission and I have a purpose, so I have to accomplish this. So that's number 2. And then the third thing is just breaking down. When you set these goals, you have to have determination and desire. It has to be very personal to you. Okay, and you have to be so determined when you write down this goal. You feel the feeling that you would feel when you achieve that goal. Like, how would that make you feel to be an elite coach? How would that make you feel to be an emerald coach or a diamond coach or whatever the goal is that you have? So you have to have that determination and that feeling behind these goals. You have to write them down once a week at a minimum and review them every single day in the morning and at night. You got to have them in front of your face so you don't lose focus. I know I do. Yep. And then the third thing is goal dates and breaking them down. So have a goal date, like, this is when I'm going to hit this goal. And then if I want to be elite in 12 months, you need to break that down in a quarter, monthly, weekly, daily. So break it down so you have a plan of action on how you're going to get there. All
right. Now, speaking of breaking it down daily, how many shakes have you had? It's the 5th. How many Shakeologies have you had so far this year?
I have one every day. All right. Like, seriously.
I'm sorry. Just checking. Just double checking with you. All right. Well, look. Hey, one other little thing. I want you to know that yesterday I was going through my closet. I had a bunch. You get Christmas clothes, so I didn't have room to put it all. So I was going through a bunch of stuff, and there was some hoodies that I had, and I just couldn't bring myself to donate my Youper hoodie to Goodwill, so that stays in the closet. Yep, had to keep the Youper hoodie. That's we made a trip up to the Upper Peninsula and visit. How many? There may be 15 coaches or something were there. It was just like
not at all.
Tiny little room.
They were
of
like
people.
my friends and family.
It was amazing. Literally, the jet that we chartered to go around had to circle the airport because there was a moose standing in the way of in the runway. So that's how far north we were. So, all right, Mindy, it's always a pleasure to see you, and I appreciate what you do for us and how you coach, how you take the mission so seriously and look for the wealth to come out of achieving that mission. So thanks so much for joining us on The Surge today, and I hope it's an incredible January for you and your team and that you hit all your push goals.
Thank you so much, Carl. And I just want to give a shout out to Michael Folsom for being in the top 10.
Right on.
Go
well
team, go
done.
get it.
You got it. Thanks, Mindy. All right, guys, so we're getting a little bit caught up. We're about 10 minutes behind, but I do want to acknowledge the folks that are on social media. We're getting some questions, I understand.
Yep.
So what do you got for me?
take
By
it
the way, I
away.
want to acknowledge Lisa, Michaela, Malik, Malia, Michaela,
You can call me whatever you
and
want.
Jake. I do this every time.
I should change my name so it makes
You
sense.
should wear a name tag. And Jake, the late guy. So, so what do you guys got for me?
I got a question for you. So Suzanne, who's one of our coaches in New York, said she feels like her business has reached a plateau. So how does she push through and keep on succeeding? And that's a question we get a lot, right?
Sure. Okay. Well, the question is what to do about a plateauing business. Just like fitness, you got to mix it up. But really, you have to look at why are you doing it. And that's what Mindy just alluded to. The same thing for me. Oh, $1 billion last year. I feel like I've hit a plateau. No, what I'm doing is, like I literally have on here that I look at every day. In fact, I was just in a meeting with John and a group of leaders talking about what goals I look at every day and what goals I have around my house to drive me every single day. A plateau can only happen if you allow it to happen, if you allow yourself to get bored with the idea of rejection or the idea of taking a chance or the idea of helping people. A plateau or a routine happens when you stop taking it seriously and you just are sort of going through the motions. So you got to shake that off, and nobody can do that but you. You need to take it more seriously. You need to do personal development. Look at, here's Mindy Wender, an outrageously successful coach in the network, and she's as fired up as I've ever heard her. Plateaus happen when you allow, and this is going to happen to everybody, by the way, when you allow blame to start to set in. Oh, the company's technology isn't right, or they're selling on QVC or Amazon and that's not cool, or so many different excuses that you can come up with for why it's all not going right for you. But somehow we've got these top 10 coaches that have done outrageous millions of dollars of business this year. Somehow they didn't have that same problem. But it's a level playing field. You got to look at it with enthusiasm, to help people. And as long as you have that, if you wake up and you've got that sort of set around, how many people do I want to help this week? How many people do I want to help this month? If that's the way you approach that, I don't know how you can plateau, because you got to check your pulse, because if you truly are in it for the right reason, about helping people and creating wealth for yourself out of that kind of creativity, then you'll get over that plateau. Doesn't mean, like any baseball player or writer, you know, damn the torpedoes, as they say, and become a full-time coach until you've got some traction. You got to have enough cash flow to pay your bills and support your family or whatever you've got. So you want to find what your MO, what your modus operandi that worked for you. You got to have that worked out before you make the leap. Now, however, when you talk about, can I do this full time? I'm not a salesperson. Thank God that I don't want salespeople. In fact, some of the worst people who've come into the business were the people who thought, I'm a great salesperson, I'm a closing machine. They come in and the body rejects the organ. This is not that kind of business. In fact, there are probably much better network marketing companies to join if what you want to do is sell. What we want to do is help. What we want to do is listen to people, find out what their goals are, help them achieve their goals to lead their idea of a healthy, fulfilling life. Then you're not selling. Then you're just connecting. We've got a catalog of products. We've got this shake that is truly dense with nutrition. And we've got things like the 3-day refresh that can help people kickstart to a goal that they will say that they want. They want to lose the weight. They want to lose 3 to 5 pounds in 5 days. Your job is not to try to sell them. Although, I will say, once you know what their goal is, your job is to compel them, okay? And that's important. You need to be great. To be full-time at this, you have to have the ability to compel somebody to take action. And that's the difference. So that could be called sales or closing, but it's not for closing's sake. It's just like you see somebody in a burning building and they're afraid to run over those steps, that there's fire on the steps, but they got to get out of the building or it's going to close in around them. And that building that's burning is obesity and lifestyle disease. You need to be the person that says, get out of the building. Let me help you get out of the building, and you need to pull them out of the building. That's what's compelling about being a coach. And then you hold them accountable so that they don't slide back into the building. You got to help them stay out, change their lifestyle, and make these positive, transformational changes to their life. But you don't do it until you've got your rhythm, you've got your traction, and then you gradually build your cash flow, you build that rhythm, you start to build a team. Then you can say, you know what? I'm ready to make the leap and become a full-time coach. It happens, but it's not for everybody. What I want 1 million coaches in this network. I don't want 1 million full-time coaches necessarily. I want 1 million people helping keep people accountable to their goals. Maybe 25,000, 50,000, maybe 100,000 of them will be full-time. That might even be too many. But imagine if we have 1 million people who are making $100 a week or $500 a month by helping hold people accountable. That is going to be a massive success for us. And maybe that's right for you, but if you want to be full-time, have at it. We've created a bunch of millionaires as we created this business, so we've got everything in the range of people who were just in it to get a 25% discount on their Shakeology and their fitness programs, and the people who want to be millionaires. So you dictate what that's about, but you got to work hard and you got to do it smart. All right, so let's make that the Q&A for this portion of the thing. We're doing okay on time. How far behind am I here? 10 minutes behind? All right, so let me give a couple announcements here, but I won't belabor them. All right, first one is to our bon année friends in Canada. You've been so patient, and every time we talk about 3-day refresh, you know, I can always count on it that whenever I put a post up that I'm doing the 3-day refresh, the first post is going to be, wish I could do it in Canada. And so we've got some good news that we have gotten clearance officially from the Canadian authorities to take 3-day refresh or put 3-day refresh into the business opportunity in Canada. And we say coming soon, and I don't have a date here. Can I say any kind of date? Coming soon? Spring. Before we're in Mexico on the Success Club trip, should be in the first quarter. So truly, you will be able to do the 3-day refresh one of these days. But it's going to be in the first quarter. It's going to be before we go to Mexico. We actually do kind of know the date, but we don't want to disappoint you. We don't want to be held to it because we do have to get Canadian release and the final signatures and documentation. But the good news is we got the thumbs up. So we're going to be able to make it work coming soon to a country near you.
And they can stay tuned to Coach Breaking News.
Coach Breaking News is where we'll announce that.
Yeah,
all right,
for
very
launch
good.
timing.
Okay. The second announcement, this one is already sort of out there, is that the theme of this year is everybody matters, everyone matters. I told the story when I was at Summit last year, that story of the kid, the starfish are all washed up after a storm, and this guy's walking along and it does his morning walk along the beach, and he sees far in the distance this kid like picking up starfish, throwing it in the ocean. He walks over to the kid and he's like, you know, what are you doing? There's hundreds of thousands of starfish washed up on this beach. You know, why are you throwing them in there? Well, I'm trying to save the starfish, is what the kid says. And the guy's like, well, you know, why bother? There's hundreds of, you'll never be able to do it. There's no way you're going to be able to make a difference. And the kid picks up another one, looks at it, throws it in the water, and goes, makes a difference to that one. And that's our job as coaches, and that is the theme of this year. And in fact, back to that question of becoming a full-time coach or not, what matters is that you're helping somebody every single day. The reason I harp on this idea of invite, invite, invite. And it's so great that Mindy said that, you know, what had happened if Janelle Summers had never invited Mindy into the business. Here's a woman who she was making minimum wage. She was working for a family business, wasn't spending time with her kids at home, but she was presented this opportunity. She took it seriously and made it happen. What if Janelle had decided she didn't want to invite that day, but she did it because everybody matters? What about people whose own personal transformation is waiting for a friend to come up and say, hey, look, I know you've struggled with this before. This time I'm going to help you see it through. Like I said at the top of the show, there are people right now who I guarantee are frustrated that Monday they dropped the ball. They didn't do their workout. They didn't make it to their gym, or they just didn't get the energy. They're not eating right. They needed gratification, and they're like, shoot. There goes that resolution. Don't let them scrap it. You be the one that helps them, holds them accountable. Get them on the 3-day refresh. Get them on Shakeology. Get them into a challenge pack. And this time, they're going to succeed because they'll have that accountability. Everybody matters. But the other side of that is that body, that person has to step up for themselves. What I'm not saying to you, what I'm not advocating is that you do the work for people. Everybody matters if they know that they matter. And that's what your job is too. Remind them that they matter, that they have potential. One of my favorite things to do about this business is be a company that unlocks latent potential in people. And we see it both here in staff and management and in the coach network and people who use our programs, people who enter their results in the Beachbody Challenge. They didn't think they could do it, and then they put together 90 days or 21 days or 60 days of a program, and they're like, my whole life has changed. And you're going to meet somebody who's got that kind of story in a second. So everybody matters, and it matters that we remind people that they matter, and that's part of the job. That's the theme of the year. Last big announcement, and then we got a fun one for you, and it actually relates. We, last Veterans Day, had some posts, and you know, we have provided a military benefit to active military and their spouses that they could join the business and become coaches to start to build revenue while they were in active engagement with the military and start to create a secondary income so that when they come back to civilian life, they'd have something to go back to. Because that's a real issue for military as they transition back to civilian life. And I think far too long we've taken it for granted. We say support our troops, but then once they're back to civilian life, it's like, okay, good luck to you, you know, go to college, figure it out. And not a Team Beachbody, and not anymore, by the way, because now we're opening up that benefit to not just active military, we're also going to extend that benefit to vets. Could you help me with that a little bit, Michael? Extending it to vets. Extending it to vets, but this extension is to the veteran themselves. To the veteran themselves, not the spouse. Not the spouse. So that means that you get, you can sign up as a coach for free, and your back office service fees, which is about $15-16 a month, they are waived for vets. And this is a big deal to me because you know, our veterans, like, they really do amazing work for this country. And I think even sometimes guys that sign up, or women and men that sign up, they almost don't know what they're getting into. They don't know what kind of life change is on the other side of what can be a very traumatic experience. And I know this because my best friend in the world signed up to be in the Army, and for 15 years or so, even after he finished Operation Desert Storm, I barely knew the guy because he had PTSD and post-traumatic stress disorder from his stint over there in Iraq, right? So when we released P90, I made a point that with P90, we're going to pay it forward. If you've had any success with our programs, your job is to pay it forward. So with P90, I called Dave up and I said, buddy, it's your turn. And I want to see you succeed with this program. So 92 days ago, my best friend from growing up, who had also served in the military, got started with P90. And Dave, why don't you come on in here, buddy? It's good to see you. I haven't seen him for, what, 4 years since I saw you in Texas one time. Man, welcome aboard. Welcome to the Surge. Dave Pass, everybody. All right. So now we were talking about the veterans. What was your rank when you retired?
When I left the military, I was a captain.
Okay, Captain Pass. Right on. All right. So let's get into where were you? Where was your life, sort of general? I don't want to get too deep on you, but
Right.
but where were you? You got 2 sons, not married anymore,
Correct.
and just trying to get things together. Tell us where you were.
I was buried. It felt like, you know, under medication, treatments, and that sort of thing. And I didn't really do much. I didn't feel like I could function properly. And through a series of really unexpected events, I got off a lot of this medication.
Yeah.
And that's when you called.
Yeah.
That's when you extended your hand. And
Yeah.
it changed everything.
Now, what did you think? So you get this program. You open up the box. Now, you were telling me it was antidepressants you were on. The doctors had like a cocktail that they were trying to put you on, and they were starting to now, you wanted to get off of them. You wanted to sort of get your
I wanted my life back.
That's right.
I wanted myself back. Yeah, you're right.
So you open up this package of DVDs, and was it intimidating? Like, what did you think?
At that point, after you had called me, I had been off medication for a little while. Things were clearing up.
Yeah.
And I was excited. There was still a big question mark in my head because I had not been able to put together a week of physical training, a schedule, since about 2001.
Yeah.
So that's a long time.
That is a long time.
And I mean, we grew up together. You know, we were always working out.
Well, you
so
were.
It's very strange to go from that to nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost nothing.
No, well, I mean, growing up, you were the weightlifter guy, you know, super active, and you and Gary, what was his name? Gary?
Yeah.
Remember his last name?
Gary Ziegler.
Ziegler. You guys worked out all the time, and like I was like, oh man, you were all buff and everything, and I couldn't string together a week at that point of fitness together, which is why I created the company. So, all right, so you start P90.
Right.
What is your first week like? First couple weeks?
Well, what I found was that P90 is eminently doable. I had tried P90X, as you recall.
Right.
This is not the first time you've extended your hand to me, and it was very difficult for me at that time.
Yeah.
And when I started P90, I was struck by how doable it was, and I was able to complete it.
Yeah.
And the workout, you know, were 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I could do that.
Yeah.
The nice thing is the grade that I was on didn't stop. It didn't slow down. There was no plateaus physically at all.
Yeah.
P90 just, it kept going like this.
All right, let's.
Okay.
Can we see the results here? Do you have them, Carrie?
Yeah, coming right
Do we have the ability to see? Wow, look at that. So in 90 days, you lost 22 pounds and 9.5 inches around your waist. Pretty good, man. Looking good there. Now, you told me, what was the story you told me? You were pants shopping or something?
Oh yeah, I went to buy a pair of jeans, which I haven't done in years either. You know,
Right.
and I kept going back out to the guy and saying, "These are too big." He'd bring me another size. I said, "No, these are too big," and I'd do not, and I ended up sitting in the dressing room, like laughing hysterically, going, "There's no way that these are this size." You know?
Well, you were in a 40. You said you were busting out of a 46.
Yeah, and now I got into a 36.
A 36.
36, yeah.
That
with
is
room,
amazing.
you know. So it was so surprising that I was laughing in the dressing room. You know, they're probably worried. You know, what's going on?
What's the
here?
guy doing?
Yeah.
There? Odd.
He must really like those pants.
This guy loves these pants. And you drank the shake every day?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
So you didn't mind that?
Well, you know, after the workout and the shake,
Yeah.
my energy level was at a different place, and it stayed there
Right.
all day,
Yeah.
which was new
Yeah.
to me as well.
Well, you know, this we come back to this idea of everybody matters. Like, it would have been easy for me to pick a coach to pay it forward to. I'm going to support somebody. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it on somebody who I didn't know you would succeed. You know, you've had a rough 15 years or so. I'm like, let's give this a shot. And I'm pretty glad that I did.
Oh, thank God. I mean, it changed everything.
Now, how about
Everything.
your relationships? Anything?
Like I said, every little facet of my life has been touched by this series of events. And working out every day, physically training your body, getting healthy, as your core shrinks and gets stronger, you will feel different. You can't not feel different.
You're swimming in that shirt, man. You're going to have to get a new shirt. It looks good. It looks good on you. All right, so here's what I'm recommending next for you.
Okay.
All right. So because we have, this is a 21-day program, and I'm recommending this for a reason. First off, this is on a challenge pack special right now. Not that you're going to get it. You flew all the way out here. I'm going to give it to you for free. So there you go. You get shake cup. But this has the whole portion control thing. I'm not gonna.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So this will help you with the food, the eating part, so to keep that dialed in. And Autumn, Calabrese, and the DVDs. One of the reasons that I'm giving you this is I think that you can dial up the intensity now.
Yes.
In 21 days with this, I lost 10 pounds in 11 pounds in 21 days with this. But because you've got a baseline of fitness, you're going to be able to take your intensity up a notch, right? And then, because after that, so what's this, the 5th of 21? That's 20. So you'll be like done this just in time then for 21-day fix extreme. Yes. And so now you're in the extreme business. So now then you'll be at the level that of the P90X where I sort of throw you in the deep end.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry about that. You know, what are friends for? So this is your 21-day fix, my friend.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna finish. We got another half hour of this, and then you and I are going to grab a healthy dinner, or it won't be that healthy because I got to start the 3-day refresh tomorrow. So, but it'll be fun. But dude, I'm so proud of you. I can't. Right on. Dave Pass, everybody. Thanks, man. And you know, that's special to me because I remember he told me he was signing up, and I was like, all right, man. You know, you get afraid you're gonna lose a good friend, and while it wasn't as traumatic as losing somebody in the line of battle, I lost a friend and I got him back, and here he is, and we're gonna have dinner, and he's looking good. All right, so back to coaching, back to what this means, back to can anybody coach, back to, you know, here's one story, here's a CEO paying it forward to somebody. You talk about Mindy Wender, who's obviously a big ball of energy, but the question is, you know, who can coach, who can't coach? I have my own feelings on the subject, but I'm going to turn it over to Brittany Powers, who looks fabulous and is here on the, what do we call this, Zoom chat or something? We're zooming. We're zooming with Brittany. Welcome, Brittany. Thanks for waiting. Sorry we're running a little bit behind here.
That's okay. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, my understanding is that your business grew just crazy in the first 6 months of your business. Can you describe what happened in the first 6 months of the business and how you were able to be so successful?
Honestly, I was one of those coaches that wanted to save a penny and, you know, thought about Shakeology for a couple months, super skeptical, and I finally decided to try it. And I'm a mother of 2 toddlers, and my husband is a cop, so I was trying to save money, pinching pennies. I just wanted the discount. And I've been a coach. I signed in March of last year, and I strictly did it for that. But now my business has grown tremendously because I've developed a passion within myself. I didn't believe in myself before. I thought I was like another fish in the Beachbody sea. Yeah. And to see the successes of people that started in similar situations like me and to seeing the potential that's out there, that's what's, you know, fueled my fire personally.
So now you've mentioned something that fascinates me. Because as I was listening to the wake-up call this morning, and you know, Michael and Jeff and everybody did a great job, but it occurred to me, nobody has this figured out. Like this, what we're doing, while we've got vital behaviors, we've got, you know, we've got training and systems, you're dealing with infinite human behavior that these trainings and these behaviors get applied to. And I think it's important that people understand that what matters is action, what matters is creativity, what matters is going at it with a big heart, but nobody's got to figure it out, right? I mean, even to this day, you still probably wake up and you go, all right, how do I do this? How am I going to get Success Club this month, right?
Exactly. I was just telling one of my coaches today, I am still learning things and I will forever learn things because it's impossible to know every, aspect of this. So it's all a big learning process. And that's why I push, teamwork so much on my team. So
Now, you were, now you're probably getting one of these cards from me, right?
I believe so.
I believe you're getting one of these cards and $100 from me, and you also got a framed $100 bill last time, right?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Now, again, so what is the secret here? What activity, when you wake up, how does your day start?
When I wake up, I like to post something super inspirational, motivational out on my social media because when I started this, I literally had like one best friend in real life. So I don't have any mommy groups. I don't have any outings that I would do specifically. It's just me at home with my children. So to say that I had any kind of network of friends would be a lie. So I turned to social media. I was already on a journey of my own to lose the baby weight I gained with having 2 kids back to back. And I just noticed that if all these people were inspiring me, how come I couldn't inspire them? So when I wake up, I like to post something super motivational. I like to make sure I get my workout done first because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the business side and to lose sight of yourself. Even if you're done losing weight, even if it's just to maintain and to stay strong, focus on yourself first. You don't want to lose track of that. So I do my workout, have my Shakeology, go check my email, check my Facebook, check my Instagram, and I catch up with messages. I connect with my challenge groups, and I connect with my team. So that's every day in and out. That's like my schedule basically, and taking care of 2 kids.
Oh, gotcha. Well, something's working because also you won the Fall Classic, first ever. So it's like something's really clicking. So can you just tell us when you open up a conversation, for some people, they have a hard time meeting people. So that they have a hard time prospecting. For others, they have no problem prospecting and finding people. They just don't know how to even introduce the topic of weight loss and fitness because they feel like it might be offensive. How do you go about that?
I'm always just really genuine with people. I don't care who messages me. I have my email out there for people to contact me, if they see something, or I'm always leaving my email for people, but I'm always also keeping in the back of my mind, who can I help? So one of the things, I'm trying to, bear with me here. I really like to make sure that every day I know my passion. Every day I know what's driving me. Every day I know my why. And I didn't know that my why could evolve so many times as a coach, because at first it was like, okay, I want to, have my Shakeology paid for. That would be great. Cool, fine. Okay, well, I did that. Okay, well, why can't my why grow? Why can't it be more than that? Why can't it be more than just my own fitness and health as a mom and as a wife? Why can't it be for my children's lives to come? Why can't it be to empower other women or other coaches out there with their businesses? So, I just think really having a passion and being genuine with that feeling, and realizing that you're going to grow so much, is very important.
All right. Well, what's amazing about that though is what you didn't say was, I want to make $1 million. What you didn't say was, I need to make sure that I get on this or that trip. You're starting with your heart first, which I appreciate so much because that's what I aspire Team Beachbody to be is sort of the non-network marketing network where people who would never consider being a part of network marketing will consider it because they realize that they're not trying to use their friends and family. They're not trying to force coworkers into something. What they're trying to do is help people. And that help can include helping somebody create some financial independence for themselves. That's okay, but it needs to come from the right place of truly helping people, of where everybody wins. And I love that you approach the business that way, and I really love the fact that you're so successful with it that you continue. Every time we do one of these promotions, you manage to come out on top, and that is your attitude, because so many people think that they need to approach this, like we even say, treat your business like a business. But it doesn't mean that your business needs to be about taking. Your business can be about serving. And I love that you really represent being a coach of service, and that is also now creating some financial independence for you. So I just appreciate what you do so much. You have no idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're going to keep this thing rolling. I know you've got some promotion to win or something this week. So how, wait a minute, let me just ask you, is there any chance you're already in Success Club?
I am, yes. I have 5 already, yes.
Okay. So that is outrageously amazing. Already Success Club 5. It can be done. Well done. Thank you so much, Brittany, for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you whenever you come out because you won the next contest.
Thank you so much, Carl.
All right, take care. All right, guys, we are doing good. We're about 25 minutes left into this thing. Are there any hot and happening questions that we should take from the audience?
Yep, going for you. Tim, one of our coaches in Minnesota, said he's a customer who would make a fantastic coach, but he's not too interested at the moment. How does he convince them?
Wow. Convincing somebody that they'd want to be a coach. That's a tough one. Convincing, you can't convince somebody. What you need to, but you can ask questions. So you need to find out what that guy's goals are. What does he want to achieve? Why do you think he would be a good coach? Is it because he's compelling? But if that guy is not interested in that kind of activity, the last thing you want to do is invest a whole bunch of time into somebody who you had to force into becoming a coach. So you want to find people who are excited by the idea of helping people. You want to find people who are excited, truly passionate about achieving something with their lives that is special and has some independence and is groundbreaking. When I interview people, we've got a special team of people that we're putting together here, and as we were going through some of the interview process and the resumes that I was seeing were just blowing me away, and we had to convince them to join us. But the convincing would happen when I would say, you're going to do something with your career. You're going to spend your 9 to 5 is going to be spent doing something, and you're going to make a living doing that. Good for you. But the question is, what trophy do you want on your mantle? Do you want it to be that you were a part of a revolution in health and wellness in this country, in the world, or do you want to be, just whatever, the next great tax accountant? And again, nothing against, I need my tax accountant, believe me. But there's something about contributing something as a coach, and when this company takes off, like I think it's going to this year, I really feel like Team Beachbody is a startup. So what's going to happen in 2015, some of the stuff you're going to hear about on Super Saturday, Get to an Event, is going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, all right, it's go time. And what you're going to hear about new products that are going to come out in Summit, we'll announce some of those in Mexico. The stuff that's going to happen this year is going to be so exciting to be a part of. So what you don't want to try to do is convince somebody to be a part of a network marketing thing. Like, I would have no interest in doing that. In fact, John Congdon, president of the company, co-founder, at first when I was like, let's do this network marketing thing, people helping people, walking billboards who got great results with Power 90 or P90X, the product will sell itself. He was like, yeah, but it's network marketing. How gross is that you're trying to commercialize your relationships with friends and family? It can be a real turnoff for people unless you approach it from the perspective of, how are we going to get these 200 million people to engage in something that is more activity, that is going to help them get more out of life, that's going to help them prioritize their nutrition in a way that will enhance their entire lives? How are we going to do it? Or are we just going to throw up the flag and be like, whatever, let's just play video games, let's just eat whatever we can, let's just go through the drive-thru as if it's a food group, right? No. John and I decided we wanted to do something that was a game changer. Successful in the infomercial business, but not as successful as we wanted to be with helping people transform their bodies, transform their health. That's why we decided network marketing, person to person to person, where the customers who do the hard thing of disciplined eating, disciplined, consistent workouts, they deserve a cut of the action if it's going to create revenue for us. You don't have to convince somebody if they're compelled to help people in that way. And that's how we build this network. It's not just an MLM. It happens to be multi-layers of marketing, because if you're good enough here to create a string of people who are helping us help other people achieve their goals, you deserve a piece of that action. That's not a pyramid. That's appropriate compensation for helping us build a team of people that are going to change the course of health and fitness in this country and eventually in this world. So I don't know how to convince somebody who's not turned on by that, but if they're not turned on by that, I don't want them on my team. So that's my answer. Was that too long?
It's a good answer.
Okay. What else you got for me? One more.
Nicole wants to know, what do you make New Year's resolutions, and if so, what is yours?
Well, I talked a little bit about, no, I really don't make New Year's resolutions, but I do reset my goals. So I reestablished, for me, how I'm going to spend time with my kids, and I'm going to be more proactive about making a plan for what I do with each, my 14-year-old daughter and my 6-year-old son, that there's going to be something meaningful about the way we spend time with each other each week. I do a lot of travel with this business, so I have to be more proactive about how I spend time with them. I also, frankly, I did make a quasi-resolution that I was going to take myself a little bit less seriously, and if you happen to go to my Facebook page, you see a post from last night, you'll see that I actually am succeeding at that one, that I want to laugh a little bit more this year. And while I am ambitious and I do want to achieve great things this year, I want to have more fun with it, and I don't want to have quite as tight a grip on the steering wheel as I did. But I'm lucky enough that because of the business, I don't have to make necessarily a health and fitness resolution every year, because I'm constantly surrounded with these products and what they mean and how to dial in what I do, my health and fitness. I don't like to work out. Very often I'm inconsistent with it. So I'm constantly trying to tweak that. So that's not something that I resolve to, but instead I resolve to the weaknesses that I find in my life or the things that I need to do some personal development about. So, and you know what? Let's talk a little bit about inspiration, because inspiration can come from the craziest places, right? So you can be inspired by your kids or your family, by a coach, by a customer. Dave inspires me with his 22 pounds of weight loss in 90 days, particularly from, he started from, he was going nowhere fast with his health and fitness, and just this crazy little act of showing him that he mattered enough for me to pay it forward and say, come on, dude, I'm going to support you. I'm going to hold you accountable. That was inspiring to him, and it's inspiring to me. Another person that inspires me a lot is one of our repeating top 10 coaches, elite coach. And when we were over in Italy, I pulled Amy aside and Kevin, and I said, you know what? I watch what coaches do, and I watch people who have basically all the tools, everything, all the charm and sophistication. They come from the right background and everything. And then there's some people who you look at and you go, they just do this coaching thing in such a human way, in a way that you can tell that they've been there, they've been at its worst, and they've been at its best, and she just shines, and she just works hard. And this couple is fun to watch, the way they work this business together, like I said, doing that most important thing, not being perfect, but finding a way to stay positive. And that positive person is joining us now on The Surge. Please welcome to the call, Amy Silverman. Hello, Amy.
Hey, Carl, you're gonna make me cry.
I'm sorry, I don't want to make your makeup run or anything, but now this is a new haircut. What is the deal with our coaches all getting new haircuts before The Surge?
Well, it was green, so I didn't want it to be green for the surge, and so I figured I'd just spruce up for you. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. You look fantastic. It's great to have you here. And, you know, we had a chance to all share, you know, we heard your story in Italy, which incredibly moving stories that we heard from each coach, and just, you know, what your background is and how you got to this point. But what I admire about your team and the way you approach this is, like I said, just how human you are about it. And so the reason that we've got you here is to talk about why being a coach is significant. You know, I showed that chart earlier about that I want, just like there's nurses and pharmacists and doctors helping us get well when we're sick, I want a coach to be a meaningful part of every community. Why is it important that people are coaches and that people have coaches?
Well, for one, I mean, this is a full circle moment for me. I'm sitting in San Francisco in my hotel room, and we were actually eating lunch at the restaurant I was working at when I signed up as a coach and when I first started with the workout programs. And I remember not knowing anything about nutrition and having to learning how to not eat things like dairy, working in a pizza restaurant. And I remember the first time somebody commented on my weight loss, and I was like, these products are working. And that was even before I incorporated Shakeology. Because I incorporated Shakeology, I was able to really start to see my body change in a way that I never was exposed to before. I was just a waitress and a broke student. I could have made every excuse not to do this thing, but you know, I saw other people doing it and I wanted the results they had. So the thing about it for me though, when I signed up, I really saw a lot of people around me who didn't look like me, you know, who didn't have the kind of story I had. And I really felt like, you know, this opportunity was for everybody. And I saw so many success stories coming out of this opportunity that I didn't for one moment think that I couldn't do it, especially after my first Super Saturday event when I was a new Emerald coach. When I met other people, like flesh and blood and energy of people who were doing this, not just people on the internet, I was like, well, if this person can do it, I can definitely do it. And that's why getting to events is so important, because you get to actually connect with real life people who are doing this thing. And the second that I met somebody and shook their hand who was doing this thing, I was like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. And it has just been so cool because I really feel like my team, I always tell them, like, I really feel like we are the underdogs. I feel like we're the people who you would never expect to be a fitness or health coach. And it's just really cool to be able to expose this opportunity to people who were like myself, who were in the back of fitness classes looking at people around them thinking, wow, I will never look like them, or I will never be able to do that. And they're doing it, you know, they're doing it, and they're doing it from home, and they're helping other people who are just like them doing it. And it's just from, you know, doing the programs and drinking Shakeology and getting the results and being able to be like, I believe in these products, like with that conviction that you will reach out to everybody and nobody is excluded from this opportunity. And that's the thing to remember, is that as long as you have the belief in yourself, but most of all, like, we are important as individuals, you know, but the belief comes in other people, believing that other people can do this. It's not about us all the time. And I feel like that's where coaches have a disconnect, where they make it all about me, 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 me. And they forget that you need to first and foremost believe that other people can do this thing. Maybe you might not believe that you can get Success Club, but you have to believe that other people can do it. And you have to reach out to every single person that you talk to, because you never know. Just like with the stories we heard today, you never know when somebody's going to take this thing and run with it. And just by you exposing this opportunity to as many people as you can and being in the invitation process every single day, you're giving people opportunities to change their life. It's not about you changing people's life. It's about you exposing people to an opportunity that can change their life with health and fitness and emotional balance and you know, personal growth and trips and finance and debt. It just goes on and on and on. And so that's how I've always felt about this opportunity. I don't feel it's very one-dimensional. Like Tracy Morrow said at Leadership, it's not black and white. There's a huge gray area that I think people miss with this opportunity. And that's what I try to do with my team in my social media is I really just try to attract all those people who would never think that they could do anything extraordinary, and so they can do it like I did.
Now, have you seen, let's talk about the opposite though. Have you seen people who just, they went about it the just completely wrong way? Like what is the wrong way to go about it?
Well, I went about it the wrong way when I first started. When I first started, there was no challenge packs or challenge groups or all this fancy training that you guys have now. I feel like coaches now have more than enough to be successful at this business. When I first started, it was, all right, now go talk to people, and that was it. And so I was messaging people and being like, hey, I just signed up as a coach. Here's my link. Let me know when you order something. And it was the wrong way to go about it. And I still see those messages pop up on my Facebook and I cringe. And I think that a lot of people, they see other coaches doing this thing because, like you said, you have a goal to make Team Beachbody coach like a career, right? And the problem is that I think a lot of new coaches see other coaches doing things on social media and they think, I should do that too, and they copy them. But the thing is, they're not the successful coaches they're copying. They're the unsuccessful coaches they're copying. And so it kind of creates this unsuccessful trickle, and the thing to not do is to be, a salesy kind of creep. You want to share your story with people. You want to connect with people on an emotional level. It's not this is not like other, like you said earlier, you said you want to make this this company is not like other network marketing companies. I would never be a part of this if it wasn't for the products first and foremost, and the people and the heart and the connection. It's not like I sought out this company because I didn't even know what MLM was when I signed up. I learned after like a year of being a coach. So the thing to not do is to, just go after people to try and make a sale or to make a number. Make your goal around helping people. My business changed when my goals changed. Instead of making it, I'm going to hit Success Club 5 this month, it became, I'm going to change 3 lives this month. Or instead of, I'm going to get to 15 star, it became, I'm going to help at least 15 people on my team get to diamond. Doesn't even matter if it's associated with my rank. I'm just going to help other people reach their goals. And the second I made it about helping my team make money and about my customers, getting results and about changing lives and making it all about, people, that's when my business changed. So if you want your business to change, if you're at a plateau, like somebody mentioned earlier, change your goals. You may have the wrong priorities. And so I hope that was a good enough answer for you, Carl.
No, I love it. It's a fantastic answer. And, well, you prove it every month. I made that comment the other day. It was the end of the month, and there you were, top challenge pack seller. I think you were on the call today again as a top challenge pack seller. It's just something, you're just not backing off. There's something about this that's working that is not just all hustle. Like I see you and Kevin having lives too, but there's something about it that is so genuine that people are like, oh, I trust her. I think these two actually want to see me get results with this, not just get my money. And that is not an easy thing to portray if it's not authentic. And what you do is authentic, and I really just appreciate it so much. And it's going to be great to, I guess, hang with you guys in France this spring.
Yep.
Ooh la la. Is that what they say? The French? I still.
No idea.
Anyway. All right. Look, you guys have fun in San Francisco. Thank you so much for your patience, for getting on the call today, and I appreciate all that you do, and give my best to Kevin, okay?
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Amy. Okay, so we are coming up to the end, and I do have another announcement that I want to make that's kind of important as I try to motivate people and try to show you just how important the success of the network is this year. And like I said, I have goals that I want to reach. We reached $1 billion in sales this year. For the first time ever, the network was a bigger part of our revenue than the infomercial side of the business. And I want to continue to see that grow. I'd like to see both of them grow, but I want to see the network grow faster. Personally, I've had a goal now for the last 6 years of 1 million coaches. We're closing in on 250,000 coaches now, and I want to get closer to that. I'd love to see us get to $500,000. Sorry, 500,000 coaches. Sorry, Michael, but that's just my own personal sort of goal. But to help do that, I know that I have to be engaged with coaches. And last summer, when I was helping raise money, a bunch of coaches and I were helping raise money for an international justice mission to help put an end to human trafficking. And one of the things that we put up for auction was this idea of a monthly call or a personal call with a coach. So not attached to International Justice Mission this time, but attached to Success in January. I want to announce this little promotion and see if it might help some people drive their business forward. So for the top 30 success point earners for January. Yeah, it's the top 30 success point earners in January. I'm going to have a 30-minute personal mentoring call sometime between February and Summit. I got to pace them out because that's 30 phone calls. But here's how the top 30 will be divided. 2 groups, diamonds and below as of January 31st. So if you are a diamond or below as of January 31st, you'll be in one group. And so the top Success Club earners, the top 15 Success Club earners of that group are one group. And then there's the 1-star diamond and above by January 31st. So that's 15 from each group. Basically, I wanted to make it so that if you're an emerald right now or diamond and you're growing your business, if you're one of the top Success Club point earners in January, that you have the chance to win this 30-minute mentoring call with me sometime between now and Summit. I'll just have to pace out the schedule. So, what I want to do is connect and find out what's working for you about your business. Find out, are you the next Brittany or Mindy or Amy or Angie or Blake? I get confused sometimes. There's a lot going on here. Are you the next top coach? I want to find out. I want to surface those leaders now, and I want to have a phone call with you. I want to recognize, I want to hear what your goals are so that when I see you at Summit, when I see you at Super Saturdays, that I know we spoke and that you're a player and that you want to be a part of this movement, this revolution to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. We've got core values here at this company, not just a mission statement. We've got values of treating people with respect, but being courageously forthright. So when we talk about these core values apply to coaches too. We want you to help people achieve their goals, but you got to be able to confront them and say, hey, you said your goal was to lose weight. You had a resolution that you wanted to not lose weight just by stopping eating. You wanted to do it in a healthy way. Are you drinking your Shakeology? You hold people accountable to what they said. Somebody says they want to put their kid through college. They want to pay for it by helping people achieve their goals, lead healthy, fulfilling lives. They want to be a Team Beachbody coach. You hold them accountable. How are you doing? How hard are you working? Are you staying up later? Are you watching less TV? Our job is to commit, deliver on our promises, and part of that is to hold people accountable by being courageously forthright with them. We always treat them with respect and compassion and empathy, but we're forthright with them. We're not wimpy and soft about it, because what people need is a firm accountability partner that's going to be like, you said you wanted to do this, so let's do this. As we go into the rest of the month, are you telling people? Are you reminding them of their goals? Are you reminding them of the 30-day money-back guarantee? If they don't like the product, they get their money back. That's how you get into Success Club 5 in the first 5 days of the month. You make sure that people know that we don't want them to take a risk on a product. They don't know if this product, they don't know if 3-day refresh is going to work for them. They don't know if 21-day fix is going to work for them, or Insanity Max 30. Maybe they'll find that it's too hard for them. So you reassure them with the money back guarantee. That's the ultimate closer, or the ultimate way to compel somebody to get them over the hump. If they made the point to you in the first place that they have a goal of changing their body, changing their health, changing their life. We've heard stories from people who've demonstrated that it's possible. What advantages do they have that you don't have as a coach? What are we doing special for them that we're not doing for you? The answer is nothing. It's a level playing field. I watch Mindy, who's in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where it's freezing friggin' cold up there, working Facebook like nobody's business to help people get healthy and fit. She doesn't need to be in a metropolitan area. We have more, I think, superstar diamond coaches in Dallas than in, probably Dallas is where they're most dense. But they're all working there. A lot of coaches in Dallas, right? A lot of coaches there. But somehow they continue to grow. They continue to sell challenge packs. They continue to get people drinking Shakeology. 200 million people in North America need what we do. What I need from you coming out of this surge is to be reinvigorated and connect to your belief system that this is more important than just some network marketing mumbo jumbo. Network marketing got a really bad rap last year because of pressure from financial markets looking at this thing, pyramid scheme concept. And the problem with that is when people overpromise wealth creation. I promise you, wealth creation will not happen for everybody. It is not a lock. I'm not promising you a car. I'm not promising you a fancy vacation unless you work like Amy Silverman does, or like Melanie Mitro, our new top coach, does, or Lindsay Matway, who's number 2. Second top coach, not too shabby after being top coach last year. She could have taken the year off, but she didn't. It's very possible that you could be one of those people if you work like those people.
So you don't like the live monkey idea?
No, I don't like the live monkey idea. I don't like the vampire love story idea or the street dance competition
the
idea.
street dance competition.
Michael, this is the 2014 Success Club trip destination.
Right.
This is a big announcement. The coaches work all year to qualify for the Success Club trip. You've got to make the announcement as big as the trip itself. I need a big idea here.
Big announcement.
Yes.
Take a look at that one.
Motorcycle ninjas?
No, not just motorcycle ninjas. Motorcycle ninjas Oppa Gangnam style.
No. Michael, I need a big idea, something that fits the trip. What do you got for me?
Well, I have one more idea. I was saving it, but I think it'll work. It's big-ish. No, this is big. This is the one, Carl. Imagine that you are on the most beautiful, most luxurious cruise liner in the entire world.
Okay, lay on the bed. Lay on the couch. Put your hand next to your face. Yeah. Look at me. Right here.
How does it look?
Are you out of your mind? Look at that.
For more information, go to ssbeachbody.com and register today.